Heyo, you're listening to Toasted Time, where I cook your time with some Reddit stories. Right now, you're being toasted with some r/entitled parents, where we find out why free is apparently not enough. It's a free sample, ma'am. I've been seeing some things in this sub and decided to post about someone else because if I posted about my own parents, I'd be here for weeks. But just for a bit of background, I work at a fairly popular restaurant in my city. It's one where we cook food on a flat top grill at the bar, and I'm pretty damn good at it. Part of what we do is if a child wants to order an adult meal but isn't sure if they can finish it, we offer a sample size of that meal for free. Sometimes parents let their kids try something from the adult menu and it is perfectly fine. Then came Monday this week when I had just walked in. There was a mother, the entitled one, her daughter, and her husband. It's only 11:30, so I think, okay. Early lunch, they're probably not that hungry. And the mother and father both ask for something simple, but the daughter wants a steak. And the mother says, "No, sweetie, you won't finish it and I know you'll throw it away." And that's when the father points out the sample serving and I said, yeah, that's something easy I can make. Plus, it's free. The mother gets this really sour look on her face and says, "I don't care about how low the price is. I just know she'll end up throwing it away anyway." And I paused for a moment and decided that I could maybe nudge her to getting it for her daughter since both the kid and husband were so adamant about getting it. And the rest of the conversation goes as follows. Entitled mother, "Why can't you just accept the fact that I said no?" "Hun, it's free. And if she doesn't like it, there's no harm in not finishing it." "I don't care. I said no. You should understand that as I am your wife. If I say jump, you ask, how high?" Ma'am, there's no need to get this upset over a free 5-ounce steak that you aren't even ordering. And the entitled mother, as loud as possible, "Shut the f*** up. I will not tolerate some brat lecturing me on what to do." At this point, we've been arguing about the damn free steak for almost 30 minutes. That's when I put my foot down and said, "If you don't stop, my manager will have to get involved." To which I was hit with a big, fat, "Shut the fridge up!" And she grabbed her daughter's hand and ran out of the restaurant. The dad paid me $50. Keep in mind they only ordered drinks, which totaled to around $10, and then chased after his wife. I didn't see them for the rest of the day. And someone down below says a perfect line, but we're gonna have to start from the beginning, so context. Starting off with interesting row 3238. Geez, how do you be so insanely close-fisted and greedy that you don't accept free food? To which then someone else says, it wasn't greed of money, but greed of power and control. She said no, and she thinks she's the boss of this family, so that is the end of the line. I hope the dad and her daughter got out of the situation, this shitty marriage I mean, not the restaurant. And then someone down below says, "Oh yeah, most definitely. If I say jump, you say how high is 100% drill sergeant crap. Except, that right there isn't the army, it's a family on a late breakfast." My thoughts are like, what is the purpose of being so much in control that you turn down, you haven't even ordered anything, and you're already angry about the word free of all things to be angry about. That to me is a little, I was about to say it's a little bit insane, but here we are on Entitled Parents, where everything is insane. So kind of redundant at that rate. Alright, well, anywho. And now, on with some more entitlement where my dad left me over text. So, for reference, my dad messaged me today saying bye forever with no reasoning except that I don't speak to him. I do actually speak to him, but not very often. But as he consistently states, I am just a child, and therefore I shouldn't be expected to reach out as he is the parent. Yet he expects me to, and if you knew him, you would know he wanted some big reaction out of him saying bye forever. My parents split up when I was 4 and the court ruled me to live at my mom's due to my dad's abusive nature. However, when he went through therapy, I started to visit more often after having to have supervised visits in a specific location. And while I do love my dad and it did hurt that he had done this, I think it was for the better as he consistently calls me fat, I'm underweight, is verbally abusive, and even threatened to stab me. I am just confused that he expected me to beg him to not leave my life when he treats me like this. He only fought for me in a court case because my older sister, his favorite, she would leave if he didn't, yet he wants me to do it for him. I'm sorry if this doesn't fit with the subreddit, but I think this is entitlement. I'd love to hear people's opinions on the situation. To which someone weighs in with their opinion down below and they go by Don't139. Answer: new phone who dis, or lol k. And jokes aside, he is trying to hurt you because that's how he feels alive. You'll be much better off without that narcissist piece of crap. It hurts to not have a father, but the one you were given will never be a dad anyway. Been there, done that. I'm sorry for you though. One day my mom was looking at me and said, out of nowhere, "Your father has no idea how much he is missing out because you are such an incredible person. I don't understand how he's not devastated and begging on his knees just to be a part of your life." This is how a parent should feel about their kid. This is love. Your father only thinks about himself and you think about him too. You need to focus on yourself. To which then OP responds down below, I did actually respond with lol when he texted me. Thank you so much for good advice. To which Don't then makes another response, you're welcome. I can tell you it really stops hurting after a while. Actually, it stops hurting the moment it becomes your own decision to cut ties. I did it and never heard again for that relationship. I can talk about him without feeling anything because I'm at peace with it all. The issue, as I've tried explaining to my grandpa, his father, is that when the man who is supposed to love you the most treats you this way since birth, you can't just ignore it. You start thinking he must know you better than yourself and see inside of you something that deserves to be treated this way. So you always try to finally be deserving of his love, and many abused kids end up convinced that there can be something in them deserving the abuse. There is nothing justifying abuse, never, and even less on a child. There is nothing in you that warrants it. This is not about you, it's all about him. He's the defective one. You deserve the world like every kid does. You deserve a father that would have loved you right. We can't change our hand we were dealt, unfortunately, but we can change what we surround ourselves with. Being in your life is a privilege. Surround yourself with people that make you feel like having a relationship with you is important. Best wishes, OP. I swear it will get better. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, that's some beautiful messaging from him. Yikes, that was utterly gorgeous. But we have an update, folks. We got an update to the story. Ding, ding, ding. So, today my dad called me as school had called him saying that I hadn't attended Saturday intervention. 2 days ago, my mom has asked them multiple times telling them not to contact him. When he was called, he asked me why I had not attended. I instated I was unaware of the fact that I had it as I hadn't been in the class as I was working on a different GCSE. He carried on questioning me and I then said, "What happened to abandoning me?" Which then caused him to shout. Therefore, I hung up. He then messaged me stating he was canceling my phone contract. This is being sorted out by my mom, so no need to worry about that. I'm just shocked by the fact that someone who had abandoned me decided to come back into my life just to hurt me. Not only this, but the cancellation fee is $169.86. So he is also spending money to do this. Not really seeking advice on this one, just needed to get it out of my system. I'm going to tell all my teachers to not call/message him, if you already know, but I will make sure everyone remembers. Well, how about that? A dad leaving their child because they didn't contact him, even though he mentioned that he was going to contact them, the child. Crazy how that maths out, am I right? And you on to the next one. And now for the final depiction of crappy parenting with mother accusing me of ruining her vacation. I am so tired of constantly being unable to express my concerns to my mother without her crying, guilt-tripping me, or giving me the silent treatment. So basically, I live abroad and my mom asked if she and my cousin could come visit me this summer. And I told her absolutely that I could take 1 week off of work, maybe even 8 days, to host her and my cousin and show them a good time around the city. I live with my partner and he was willing to stay at his parents' house for the 7 to 8 days because he is a remote worker and we only live in a very small 1-bedroom apartment. Eventually, my mom buys her flight tickets and she has booked for 16 days. Mind you, me and my mother are often very opposite. She is impulsive, emotional, moody, and very anxious. I, on the opposite, am very type A person, and I was very much parentified growing up by her. And I was obviously upset because I did not sign up for her to stay 16 days. That is insane. And I told her that she absolutely had to book a hotel for the second week because I can't ask my partner to be away from our home for that long, and I don't have that much time off work. Ever since she told me she bought a flight to visit for 16 days, I have been annoyed. I find it stressful when family visits, even for just a week, because I start to feel like a camp counselor. And it just overwhelms me to try and make sure everyone is having a good time, having things planned every day, being out of my normal routine. But for 1 week, I can handle it. 16 days is a whole other story. Anyway, I tried to have an honest conversation with her and tell her I think she should shorten her trip. She has a changeable flight, and I feel like she isn't going to be comfortable traveling around the big city without me guiding her because she is already a very anxious person. Also, I live in a very expensive city, and I think she will struggle financially to pay for a hotel for an entire week. Also, my cousin is a bit of an airhead, so I don't think she'll be much help either. And of course, I try talking to her calmly and she starts crying and accusing me of ruining her vacation, that I'm so hard-headed and don't listen, that she never gets to do anything and I'm ruining it for her, and that now she doesn't even want to come because I'm not being welcoming, etc, etc, etc. And I just can't handle this. I find it so hard to have a conversation with her when she starts manipulating me. I know my mother. She is not this adventurous, easygoing person on vacation, and now I will have the emotional burden of worrying about her and my cousin for the week I can't spend with them because neither one of them are very capable. Am I being unreasonable here? And someone down below says it perfectly. Take her up on her offer to cancel. Make sure the other family knows the truth about what's going on too. Don't back down. You will never be able to have boundaries if she gets her way. This would be so good both for everyone's day and for you. Show her that you're the one in control and that she can't manipulate you. She will probably whine, but given some time she'll realize that she'll have to stop being pissy and respect her input or face humiliation. I'm gonna be honest, my opinion is that she's not emotional or impulsive, she's just annoying. Crazy idea. Am I wrong? I don't think I am. My opinion of her is she's not emotional, she's not impulsive, she's just annoying. Am I wrong? Someone tell me in the comments, am I wrong? Because I don't think I am. But carrying on. Well, that's about it for those stories today, but if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow breadbag. But aside from that, of course, I hope to see you in the next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.